Hi guys, welcome to the third episode of Fresh Buns. Wow, we're already on 3 episodes.
Yeah, I know it's been a long journey, right?
Yeah, very long. 1 month it's been. But I hope you guys are enjoying listening to us. At least the 13 of you are enjoying
The
listening.
terrific 13.
Yes, the terrific 13. So, I have a life update for you guys, if you can
What?
even call it a life update.
What update?
Your girl now has a Steam account.
Oh yeah, let's
Whoa.
clap for
I
Mahati.
think you should really clap for me, guys.
Yes. That's a good start though.
Yeah, I am MG221202.
Okay, I would think you would name yourself Dark Lord or the Hungry Assassin or Zombie Killer.
See, I've just entered this world. Give me some time. I'll get there.
But what game are you playing? Did you download any games?
Oh yeah, Ori, of course.
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Ori and the Blind Forest. I think after playing it during the last episode, I got really, really hooked onto it. And you know, I've been flooding your DMs with questions.
So welcome guys to another episode of Fresh Buns. I have an insane guy with me in the room.
Literally?
He's an Amazonian, guys. He's an Amazonian. He's braved
Oh,
the corporate jungle. He's been through everything there.
not
And whenever we meet, he tells us something about the Amazon. So guys, what I meant is he's basically working for Amazon as a business analyst. It's just a fancy word to me. I'm not really sure of what it is and what happens there in that particular jungle. And
Does
Rahul's here
he
to
know
tell
what
us.
happens in that jungle and what it is?
Yes,
That's a
let's
trade
ask the
secret.
Amazonian.
That's a trade secret. I can't really tell you if I know or not. I can get fired. So,
Oh,
no, I do know. I'm just screwing around. But yeah, for the most part, I know what I'm doing. Sometimes I
Mhm.
don't. So you just wing it.
okay. So what exactly entails in your? How did you come to this?
Right. So I joined Amazon right out of college in 2015. I still remember the date, July 6th. And the reason I remember the date so well is because I was supposed to leave after a year. So July 6th,
Supposed to leave
26th,
where?
Amazon.
Oh, so you, so you're telling me before joining Amazon, you
Yeah.
had thought of the fact that you were going to leave it.
Yeah.
He knew. Sid,
Yeah.
he knew.
I knew I had to leave because I was supposed to go for my master's. That's in quotes, by the way. That didn't pan out. So I was like, okay, let's just continue with this ride and see how far it goes. So joined in 2015 as a part of the investigator space. That's something specific to Amazon. From there on, kind of, got some opportunities to jump into the data world. And that's where I ended up as a business analyst. So what we essentially do is try to make sense out of data. For the most part, we do succeed.
Does that
Sometime-
work though?
It has a okay, not a good success rate. I'd say it's an okay success rate. I'd say about 80 to 90%. It's not always 100%. And
Okay, that's pretty cool. I mean,
Do you
80
get
to
free
90.
stuff?
no, we don't get free stuff.
Why are
Everyone's
you
asked.
working there then?
The money is okay.
That
The
one
work is
reason.
also good. So
Oh, so here we have money as the incentive and also the work being slightly good.
see, I don't
That's
think
decent.
I don't think anywhere you're gonna actually have something where you're gonna always love what you do. So you take best of both. Where you make money
Mhm.
and something that you like, and then try to find the middle ground there.
I
And
think
then
that's very rare though. To like people more often than not don't usually find what they like and also makes money at the same time, right?
Exactly.
True.
This game is so trippy, dude.
It's this man in a pot who's trying to climb a hill, and we are really not making him succeed, I think.
Yeah, for the most bit, Rahul tried doing something, getting something out of this game. It's called Getting Over It
By
And-
Bennett Foddy.
by Bennett Foddy. Yes.
That's important.
His name's in the game. I mean, how many games are there where the guy who makes the game, his name's in the game?
Yeah, and apparently this was on purpose though. He wanted his name to be in the game because people don't remember who has created the game and they don't, give not credit per se, but he wants people to know who's created the game.
Imagine if his life is really like this. It will be so sad.
But life is like this. It's just about how many hurdles you cross. There can be just that one hurdle which brings you all the way down, and you have to do it all over again. That's the charm of the game. So it's also, in my opinion, it's called, at least I call it a rage game, because the more you play it, it makes you rage. Either that or you just want to beat the game.
Guys,
You're
this
like,
is
this
like
is
Flappy Bird. You all have played Flappy Bird, right? This is like Flappy Bird into 10,000. I mean, not even 10,000. As much as you can multiply it, it just gets worse. It's that bad.
So Rahul playing this game, we made Rahul play this game, and of course the success rate, unlike him being in Amazon, isn't that much here. But it's working. It's working. Like he said, there has to be some sort of a middle ground. He was trying to figure out that middle ground in this game.
You guys had some deep explanation about what, like, oh, this is how life is and everything. Bennett Foddy didn't think about anything as such. Basically, his explanation was that, when he was in Australia and in the 1980s and 90s, so he used to get these exported games, okay?
Right.
And all those used to be these games which you cannot save. It doesn't get saved.
Mm.
So only in the USA and Japan and everything, these games started coming where the save mechanism is there and you can save the game and come back to the same place.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why when he started creating games and designing games, he wanted to make a game where you cannot save. So because like how he enjoyed it while he was playing it as a kid.
Right. Right.
So that's why in this game, I think if you exit, you just start from the beginning, right? You can't save this game.
No, there's no safe point in getting over it. But Rahul, you've known to play Dark Souls, man. That's one of
Yeah.
the hardest games out there. Obviously, Demon Souls is harder, which I've played. Disclaimer: I never got to finish it. How does it feel playing this game, which seems very simple, but it's pretty hard? It's harder than Dark Souls, I might argue.
Actually, you wouldn't be wrong in that argument as well, because in Dark Souls and Demon Souls, you've made a mistake and that's why you've lost. In this game, I don't know.
Where am I making the mistake?
Exactly. And this is, I don't know, it's just a different type of game that from what you normally play. And also added to the fact that, it's not that easy in terms of everything, right? Right from the gameplay to the physics to...
Right, right.
It's something that's really challenging, and like you mentioned, it's either a game that you want to rage quit or it's a game that you want to conquer. Currently, I'm in the rage quit phase. Hopefully, I get to the conquer phase.
Don't you think these are the kind of games which make you rage than the ones which are like, violent and shooting and everything? These are the ones, at least when you're shooting, you're like letting out some kind of frustration. In this, this is making you rage all the more. It's like you want to quit and you just want to throw everything.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, because I think I've increased my BP just by playing this game. I mean, excluding the other things that I've done in my life, but this one game is actually annoying to the point that I want to finish it now. So I'm not sure if that says more about me or the game.
I think this is the best kind of torture that I can give you. I can make you play this game and just and tell you that unless and until you finish, man. I've known you since how many years? 3 years, right?
Yeah.
So I met you through another friend,
Yes.
and subsequently I kept meeting you while we went out to bars,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And I think we have a mutual friend where I always saw you at his house watching anime.
Yeah.
So you guys, whether you liked it or not, you just had to be around each other. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that's how we got to know each other, and
Isn't
we
that
had.
how all friendships actually start? Like, you just don't like the other person. You're like, okay, fine, this guy's here. I have to be
Said,
here.
I
So-
wouldn't
Wait,
take
wait,
that.
wait, wait,
I
wait.
wouldn't take that. I wouldn't take that.
Are you telling me that you didn't like me when you first saw me?
I don't like most people when I first meet them, dude. It's weird.
Ouch, you met me today.
Well, you can take offense to that, Mark.
Yeah, man, Rahul, what the hell?
It's nothing against you personally, just like how I am. I always think that, I should get to know the person, whoever I'm meeting, and then probably get friendly with them. Otherwise, it's like, okay, fine, you're chilling today. Tomorrow I probably won't see you, so it makes no sense.
So why did you not like Sid when you first met him?
I didn't dislike Sid, I just didn't know Sid. So I was like, you know what, am I really going to meet this guy that often to actually make an effort or no? And then I was like,
Mm.
It's actually good, I think.
It's like meeting people at parties, right? You look at the guy or the girl or the non-binary, and then you're like, so I just met this guy and he's fine. We have a drink together, we make small talk, and then you have no ambition of actually seeing the guy the next day. So I kind of get where you're coming from.
But dude, it still hurts.
Yeah, it still hurts though. I mean, hearing it in face that I didn't even like you, man.
okay, it's not that I didn't like you, I didn't know you, so I was like, you know what, is it worth that effort to, get to know someone? Because it takes a long time, right? And if the window is really short, you're never going to see them again. Like, is it really worth it? Like a way of saving energy. I'm a very lazy guy, so
So
I mean-
I used to be like that actually. I used to be very pessimistic and in life whenever I used to meet people, and I
Then you
used to,
met me.
yeah, and then I met you. But whenever I used to meet people, I used to be all, man, I have to make small talk with this guy, ask his age, his name, his address, his sex, and what he's into and stuff, where he works. That never really interested me. Then I met Mahati, and I was okay. Maybe I can make 5 minutes of small talk. Maybe it won't hurt. And then I met Rahul, who didn't make any effort whatsoever.
He like, yeah,
And I was
Mahati
like-
sucks. Let me just go back to this.
Yeah, I was like, there are people like this in the world, so I wasn't wrong after all.
There is more of me.
Yeah.
it's a very stringent, I don't know, acceptance process maybe. But I know the people that I've made friends, that they are people I can count on always.
Mhm.
And that's what I've always looked for. So yeah.
But my impression of you when I first saw you,
Yeah.
and your demeanor and everything was, dude, this guy gets laid. This guy gets laid all the time. He gets whoever he wants. He chills. He's always the coolest guy in the room, and everyone goes to him like, oh man, Rahul, you're bloody
That's
cool, man.
Really sweet.
And yeah, exactly. And now that I know you, I know more of you. It's more like, yeah, this guy doesn't get laid.
I wish that wasn't true, but sadly it is. So yeah, can't really help that. But I think it's got a lot of other factors as well, right? Like the things I say generally are perceived as very direct, and
Mhm.
people don't really like that. They
Mhm.
prefer the, how do I say it, sweet talk.
Yeah.
I don't do that at all. So I can understand why people can have that opinion that, you know, this guy is cold and distant,
Mm-hmm.
but that's actually not true. It's just that I really don't want to open up to someone I don't know.
No, but I totally get that. It's not easy. You meet someone and to just sweet talk, I think, is an art which not everybody
Yeah, exactly.
knows
Yeah,
how
true.
to do. Even for me, like if I meet someone, and sometimes I've observed that people just look at someone and like, hey, you're looking so nice today. That doesn't come so easily to me. I mean, if
Sounds
someone
creepy.
is, yeah, I'm like, no, as in someone's like dressed up and they've come and you know, you're supposed to compliment them. And if I don't think they look nice, I'm just like, hey, what's up? I don't feel like saying something I don't actually mean. It'll come off as really fake.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. True.
So it's better to be genuine in those scenarios, right? Like if I don't like someone, I'm like, okay, dude, I don't like you right now. Maybe you can change that later. But for now, it's like, no, it's fine. Let's not be friends.
I feel like whenever Rahul goes for a party, he meets the guy, right? He's talking to the guy at the bar. And then if he doesn't like him, he just says, bro, you just got to move because I don't like you, man. So I'm going to go left, you go right.
It's like,
But all the best, man.
I've actually done that.
Oh, you've done that?
Yeah, I've told some friends of friends, I'm like, dude, you're annoying. You should probably stop talking.
oh, wow.
So, yeah.
I hope you don't want to tell us that right now.
Not at the moment, but let's see.
Dude,
how it goes.
ouch. I don't want to take this.
Not rude, just direct. So,
Yeah, I think people find a correlation. Sometimes people don't understand that people who are direct don't mean to be rude. And that's, I mean, I'm like that. So if you're direct, I wouldn't think that you're rude. I'd still bitch about you later on and just go like, hey, you know, this guy, like, you know, can you believe this guy said this? But
Yeah.
that's just me. I mean, that's all. I think everyone else as well, right?
yeah, I think that's for the most part, everyone is like that. They just
Hmm.
pretend maybe they're not that way.
So, this game, as I said, it can't be saved, right? So, you guys, both of you game.
Yeah. Not as avid as I used to be, but yeah.
Yeah, so would you prefer games which can be saved or which cannot be saved?
It depends actually on the title. Like something like this, which is very challenging, I would not want it saved.
You would not want it saved.
No, like say for example, when you were younger, there's this game called Contra. I don't know how many people have played
Oh
Contra.
man, beautiful game.
Right?
Beautiful game.
Contra is
NES.
such an amazing game that you have 3 lives and you
Mhm.
get an extension, I think, at each stage. But if you die in say a particular stage, you reset from the start,
Hmm.
right? So your entire progress is basically reset rather. So what happens there is it gives you the incentive to not make silly mistakes, and you know you actually try to put a lot of concentration when you're playing. I get that people play games just for the fun or the heck of it, but I think some games like this are required and should be encouraged, like Contra and this game as well. So, yeah,
How did you come across this game?
This game is basically what streamers used to play back in the day, because streaming, as you guys know, it's a game. There are a lot of YouTube channels there where they stream games and they put it online, and people love to see their reactions of the games they play. So this was a classic game where you could see the streamer's reaction of him raging, and people somehow.
Yeah.
People are very fascinated by other people getting angry, which is also why I made Rahul play this game.
Dude, it's really funny. I was watching Carrie Minati's reaction video,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just shouting and throwing chairs, saying, "I am not playing this game. Shut this game down. I am not playing this."
Yeah, so this is one of the reasons. And Rahul, you have also played Dark Souls, right?
Yes. Dark Souls 2, 3, and Bloodborne. And
Guys,
Sekiro.
for whoever's listening, Dark Souls series is one of the hardest series ever made. And Rahul can explain more about his experience.
Yeah, so the first game I played was Bloodborne. It is one of the Soulborne series. It was a different type of game because most games that you play, you generally have more of a difficulty. You can choose your difficulty mode, and then depending on how you find the game, you can always reverse it and reset it. In most Soulsborne games, you don't really have that functionality. It's just one set standard, and it's how you adapt to the game more as how you can actually make the game easier or tougher for you. So as you level up and as you go in the game, you tend to realize, okay, it's not always about always slashing, hacking, and then moving. It's sometimes you will be a little strategic in that. I have to move away when the combos are coming in.
You have
and
to
things like
parry,
that.
dodge.
Exactly. So it depends on that enemy set, and obviously each enemy varies. So when you have your humanoid enemies, parries work. When you have your beast enemies, it's more of dodging. So that kind of weighs in as to when and your timing when you make certain moves like your dodge, your parry, your rolls, and things like that.
So tell me one thing. You work as a business analyst right now, right?
Yes.
And you have a 9 to 5 job. You've also had the time to play video games. My question is, why do people play video games in the end? Because there are so many skeptics who don't believe in playing. Literally, they don't believe in playing video games. They think it's a fucking waste of time and it doesn't really get you anywhere. But why did you play video games? When did you start playing?
I actually started when I was fairly young. Not on the console. I had it on the PC.
You are not from the rich strata.
Exactly.
It's not a joke.
It's actually a fact.
Guys, watch episode 1.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
So yeah, most of my gaming was on the PC, and I think the oldest game I can remember was, barring your Dave and Mario and things like that, was actually SmackDown 2 Know Your Role. That was like the most fun game I've played. And-
WWE wrestling.
Yeah, and it's purely for the nostalgic value, nothing else. Because you could literally throw chairs at people, hit them with ladders.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you could have like ladder matches and things like that. So whenever we used to,
What is this rage you had as a kid, dude? I would play hopscotch outside my house.
No, we did play outside as well, but whenever we used, like cousins used to come over and things like that, we used to always play SmackDown because you could play 2 people or 3 people could play on that, and even on the PC, which is pretty crazy for back then, right? So it used to be like the cousins, and we used to try to fight each other and kick the shit out of each other because we couldn't literally do it because our parents would intervene. So we're like, yeah, okay, this is another medium of doing that. So that's how it originally started. To come back to your question that way as to why people would choose that, I think it's purely down to your own personal preference. And it also depends on what stage that you're in your life, I suppose, because I played Bloodborne when I was just starting my career, so I had a little more free time, and in that I felt like Bloodborne is something which is challenging as well. And once you see the cover art, the stories, and the characters that are depicted, you're more interested in that. The theme is set in Victorian era.
Something like that.
Yeah, so it's really nice to. You don't get to play that many games of that genre, so that was something interesting for me.
So for non-gamers, of course, Bloodborne would be a really tough game to start. But for the people who play games and are used to it, Bloodborne is a really great game. A friend of mine has actually been insisting that I play the game, but I haven't gotten a chance to play it. But I will soon after he gives the game to me. I hope he gives the game to me now.
It's definitely a fun game. You should all try it. Irrespective of how good a gamer you are, you should still try it just to see how far you are or how well you can cope with the game.
There's this part in the video where you will see that the person is struggling to climb up or actually move at all. And that part will be me. and it is very difficult to understand how this guy moves in this game,
Mm-hmm.
because to even get a grip, if you're not a gamer, it's very difficult to understand how to make him move, because when Rahul started playing it, it was just very easy for him to get him to start moving. But
Mm-hmm.
when I tried it, it was just, I don't know how to move the hammer, how to move him, where to move the mouse. And does this happen to you guys while you're playing games? While you're moving and you want that person to jump, you're jumping with that person, you're
Yes.
moving with that
So
person.
as a kid, when I used to play racing games, right, it was a very simple racing game. So the graphics weren't good and it wasn't that complicated. All you had to do was, if you wanted to go right, you just had to click on the right arrow, left, left.
Yeah.
So I got into this habit where when I used to press right and say if I want to move the car right, I
You
used to move my head as well.
Yeah.
I used to literally
the
go
body
like
tilt.
zzz,
Yeah, body tilt. Yeah, definitely.
Like you feel that you just want that person to go more right and turn and then jump,
yeah.
and you turn and you move and the person just falls down, and I'm like, what went wrong?
And now the irony is the graphics have become so good. Now you just sit still.
Yeah.
When the graphics were bad, you were like, I'm in this car. And now when the graphics are perfect, you just feel like, yeah, I'm in this car. So
No,
what?
I just think you've been gaming for that long now, so you're used to it. So
Yeah, there's some things that we are
Yeah.
used to completely.
yeah.
Mm.
Because you don't have to explain to him how to move this pot man here. But for me, it was difficult. I had to understand how he moves, and I still didn't get it right.
So, Rahul, are you the kind who would play games once you grow older? When you have 2 kids, 1 dog, 1 cat, 1 giraffe?
Okay. I was wondering where the zoo was, but yeah.
Amazon, dude, that's where it is.
Nice.
But yeah, giraffes aren't in the Amazon, so.
Let's
Shut
assume
up,
that
Sid.
there are
Just
more.
enjoy the joke, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Obviously, I'm not sure what would happen, but I definitely hope that I am. Because I don't think I'd want to stop playing video games. It's actually fun.
Mhm.
And it's a good stress reliever for me. So, yeah. And added to that as well, the graphics that you see, it's really beautiful.
Mhm.
Like, honestly, playing the recent game of Ghost of Tsushima, it's really gotten me hooked on, probably traveling to Japan one day, because you see the scenic beauty that's available in games. It's not that it's 100% depiction of these things, but for the most part, they try to keep it real. Like,
There are some certain references,
Exactly.
correct.
Oh,
So-
remember that picture, say, that Yellowstone picture you put up?
That was a game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Mhm.
it looked so real. I mean, if
Yeah.
people didn't know it was from a game, they'd probably think it is a real picture,
So
right?
for reference, on my Instagram, I had put a post of Yellowstone, America, from this game called Horizon Zero Dawn, and some people actually thought it was Yellowstone, America.
Bamboozle.
Bomboclat.
So yeah, that's one of the reasons also why I play games, because Ghost of Tsushima is based in Japan, and it's, I think, 1800s if I'm not mistaken.
So that's why you were telling me that you wanted to travel to Japan. The
Yeah.
other day. Oh, okay.
It looked really nice, the visuals. So I'm like, yeah, this is some place I definitely want to travel
Mm-hmm.
and experience on my own. So that's another reason why I like these sort of games.
But I bet you there's gonna be no samurai there and
I know.
on a
That's
horse killing
don't
people.
You don't know. Have you been to Japan? You don't know.
Oh.
Let the man just go have fun, man.
Let him live his fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no, I don't know about that one.
So speaking about fantasies, Rahul, what is your ultimate fantasy in life?
I don't want to know again.
Actually, it's to own a football club, because I'm a football fan. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I really like to own Chelsea Football Club. So Roman, if you're listening,
So have
please.
you played FIFA?
Yeah, I've played FIFA to the point that I've started hating FIFA.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically been abused by, I think, our friend circle, because anytime we used to hang out, we'd be like, let's have a FIFA tournament.
Oh,
And
okay.
that used
For
to-
every single thing, FIFA tournament, I remember.
No,
Yeah.
so tell me one thing. When they release new, so they say, oh, it's FIFA 13 or 14 or whatever. Every year they
Yeah,
release a
yeah.
new one. Yeah. So what are the changes they make? It's just the graphics, is it?
The graphics, and depending on how much they like the audience, the gameplay can change. If they really don't like us, they make the gameplay so horrible that you actually think whether you want to buy the next FIFA or not.
No, gameplay changes as in, like, how does it?
So a good example for this is, like, say, FIFA 20 and 21. FIFA 20 was horrible. It was, at least amongst my friend circles, no one really liked FIFA 20 as much. But FIFA 21 is more. I mean, it's more widely accepted because the gameplay was actually nice. They didn't make it too stringent, and things like passing and shooting and things. It wasn't made difficult. It was made simple. So that's something.
Oh,
If you
okay.
want to live your fantasy, right, wouldn't you have to? Chelsea is in UK, so
Yeah.
you'd not have to go to Japan. You'd have to go to UK for
What is your
And
problem with
meet
him going to Japan?
Roman Abramovich.
So, just for the audience listening, I don't want to go and live in Japan forever. I just I want to go visit that place for a few days and then come back.
And enjoy the Ghosts of Tsushima vibes. By the way, guys, you can check this game out. It's available and it's a beautiful game altogether. Last year, it won many awards for its cinematography and direction. And
Yeah.
but Rahul, where would you like to stay? Where do you see yourself become an ikigai?
Actually, I'm not sure. I would think I want to work everywhere. Maybe in sense like I do have plans of maybe working abroad for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someplace like England because it's close to football, and my favorite
Mhm.
club is there as well. So kind of works out well. Definitely some maybe if the future is good, then maybe some in the US for a bit. Again, back to Japan for a bit. But yeah, I don't think I have a fixed location that I want to stay and work in forever. But maybe retirement, India does seem like a good place. I don't know what's going to happen though, 50, 40 years from now. But yeah, for now, I don't actually have a fixed destination in mind.
Mm-hmm. And won't the Amazonians help you with the relocation? Because if you stop, I mean, if you just don't want to stay in the Amazon forest anymore, you're like, guys, I got to shift. So will they help you with that, or will they just tell you to stay put?
See,
Right.
he wanted to quit after 1 year. You're talking about 40, 50 years from now.
She's got a very valid point. I always pace myself 1 year at a time. But yes, they do give you the relocation allowance, not allowance, I say the option,
Mhm.
where you do get opportunity to either go as a part-time project
Mhm.
base,
Mhm.
or if required, then a permanent movement is also facilitated. Although it's not that common, it's
Mhm.
still doable.
I mean, try this stream where they join the big four or something, just with the intention of relocation. I'm not saying you're doing it.
Or maybe he is, who knows.
I can't disclose that just
Yeah.
Also, guys, for those of you who like the visuals and are wondering what the hell this game is all about, if you don't want to play it on the PC, this game is also available on iOS and I also think Android. It's not free, but you guys can definitely check it out and see how you like it.
Yeah, because Rahul checked it out and he really
Hated it.
loved it. Oh, Rahul, I thought you loved it.
love is a
See,
very
he
strong
told you he
word.
liked you also.
Oh, what a scam.
Nice.
So Valentine's Day is approaching, Rahul,
Yeah.
and I wanted to ask you, do you have any plans for Valentine's Day?
Why was that so sensual?
Creepy.
Definitely not with you after that. No plans as such. Probably just go get drunk with my friends somewhere. I mean, the usual scene. Or maybe there's a game on, then probably watch the game. That's
While
about.
getting drunk with your friends.
Most of my friends don't watch football, so it'll just be me watching and them talking. So yeah.
I feel like platonic friendship is the best kind of intimacy in the world.
Dude, I don't know what that means, but Rahul, I really don't think you should be spending
I am
Valentine's Day
not.
with Sin.
Rahul, just telling
I
you,
think I'm
it's,
taking a buffer for like 2-3 weeks. From
my house will be free on Sunday, Valentine's Day, and you're always welcome.
See, you met him and then you kept meeting him, and then Rahul was
Yeah.
like, okay, maybe I like this guy now, but after this, I think it's just gone back to you have to start all over again, just like this game.
You're really not helping your cause here, Tara.
Okay, so guys, that means I don't have any plans for Valentine's Day, and
So
Rahul,
slide into his DMs, guys.
yeah, slide
It's not a
into
long
my-
slide.
Oh, damn.
So that's what Mahati said, and Rahul doesn't have any plans. What about you, Mahati? Do you have any plans for Valentine's?
No, Sid, but really stop trying people to get to spend Valentine's Day with you. I'm not spending
I'm-
Valentine's Day with you.
Shit, I've lost two of the best people in the studio right now.
There are 3 of us in total.
He's not even 4 of us, guys. What the hell? Yeah,
Guys.
guys. Unlike us, I hope you have some fun plans for Valentine's Day. And if you don't, and at your own risk, feel free to contact Sid.
Yeah, and make it count, guys. And if you have literally no plans on Valentine's Day, you know what you could do?
Listen to
Watch
our
this episode.
Yeah.
And that, guys,
We
brings
got you.
us
We got you.
to the end of episode 3 of Fresh Buns. We had a great time with Rahul, and we hope whoever is listening to this enjoyed this episode as well.
And the usual, if you guys liked listening to this episode, I think you guys should really, really subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And also check us out on Spotify. And and follow our Instagram page. We put up like fun updates there.
And thank you, Rahul, for being here. Hope you enjoyed this pod, and it was
Yeah.
a fruitful journey for you.
Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. Thanks, Marty and Sid, for having me.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for coming, man. Even though I don't know if you really like me, but still thank you.
Only time will tell.
So it's the Fresh Buns over and out.